So last night, Toei Animation and Funimation dropped two tweets. One had the 3-star ball and the other had the 4-star ball, and they both said something legendary is coming, and this set the Dragon Ball community on fire. Everybody is looking for Dragon Ball Super 2, and the speculation and rampant theorizing took wind. Everybody was looking for this, and basically what the announcement is saying is that some news is either going to come on March 4th or April 3rd. That's what people are theorizing that the Dragon Balls mean. I'm thinking it's going to be March 4th because that's only a few days away. But in one fell swoop, one person debunked all the hype around this for the better, because they took this in a more factual and knowledgeable direction. And I don't see how people in this community or people who are outside the community looking in can say that Geekdom has no clout, that he doesn't know what he's talking about, that he does not influence the Dragon Ball community, because in just one video, the hype that was talking about Dragon Ball Super 2 simmered down to basically people being excited for remasters of Dragon Ball Z, the anime, the Dragon Ball Z collection in Blu-ray with new aspect ratios and all that. And it's crazy, but I'm actually more excited for the Blu-rays than I am at Dragon Ball Super 2, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Know your place, worm. Prepare yourself. Damn Saiyan.
Now, if it wasn't completely apparent, I'm going to be giving a huge shout out to Geekdom 101, link in the description to his channel. This dude's influence in the Dragon Ball community is completely undeniable. Again, the firestorm for Dragon Ball Super 2, everybody jumping on this bandwagon, throwing videos out there talking about Dragon Ball Super 2, all got cut down in one fell swoop by one video by one man talking about brand new DBZ Blu-rays. That's wild. That's crazy. Now, do I believe Geekdom? Yeah, I do. I do think that there's going to be some 30th anniversary Blu-rays coming out, or the announcement of such, on either the 4th or the 3rd. The 4th of March or the 3rd of April. I think that those are the dates that we're going to get something. Do I think Dragon Ball Super 2 is coming out? Absolutely. Look at the success of Dragon Ball Super Broly. Look at the success of where Dragon Ball is right now with no anime, where the manga is right now. Yeah, Dragon Ball Super 2 is happening. I don't think that this announcement is meant to promote Dragon Ball Super 2 or whatever this series might be called. I do think people might be jumping the gun a bit with making their videos on this announcement, or just making their videos in general talking about Dragon Ball Super coming back. But Geekdom seems like he's very certain that it's coming back, so I think that it is going to come back, just based on that and based on the evidence and numbers coming from the popularity of Dragon Ball as it is right now. Now, why am I more excited for Blu-rays than I would be for Dragon Ball Super 2? Well, for one, I have a mixture of the orange bricks and Blu-rays from previous releases, so I have a mixed match of different types of Dragon Ball content and ways to watch Dragon Ball. So if this is economically sound, I wouldn't mind spending money so I can have one complete set in high definition. That sounds pretty badass to me, especially if they have the US broadcast. I know I'm the only one that's a fan of the US broadcast, but if it has the US broadcast in it, I'm definitely down for it. The reason that I'm not as hyped for Dragon Ball Super 2 is two main reasons. Number one, it's never gonna look as good as Dragon Ball Super Broly, which to me was the epitome of what Dragon Ball Super or Dragon Ball Z could look like. It was beautiful, and I don't think that a new anime series is gonna even look close to that good if it comes out in a weekly serialized format. And the second reason is, even though I really love the direction that the Dragon Ball Super manga is going with Moro and just the promising nature of that whole story, And even if we did get that animated, I really wouldn't be complaining too much about it because I know I would love to see it animated and I know I'm going to watch it anyway. I honestly want them to have a brand new story for the anime. The anime and manga haven't really been on the same page. They've been following the same format and arcs, but they've had different stories within those stories. So honestly, if they wanted to diverge at this point and have the manga go the Mora way and the anime go a completely different way, then I would be 100% for that. And the different way that I would like the anime to go is GT. Now, what do I mean by that? What do I mean by wanting the new Dragon Ball Super anime to be GT? I honestly just want it more in terms of a time skip. Now, Akira Toriyama and Toei Animation has stated before that Dragon Ball Super is going to connect to the events at the end of Dragon Ball Z at some point. That's why they dropped Oob in Dragon Ball Super. That's why they have all these different things happening to reach that end goal of Dragon Ball Z's ending, where there's a time skip of 5 years. I think having this time skip and having completely new stories, maybe incorporating some of the elements of Dragon Ball GT, but basically being in that future GT world without it exactly being Dragon Ball GT, for me, that would be a great way and a great direction for them to go with the future of Dragon Ball. And that way they can incorporate stories with Universe 6, with Universe 11, and they can have different stories. Maybe add Broly into a mix. Maybe it's an older Broly that Goku has been training alongside Oob. There are so many different possibilities that could happen if they decide to finally close the gap and let the manga tell the story of the 5-year time span, and then have us go with the anime to the end of Dragon Ball Z and finally go into the territory of Dragon Ball GT. But what I'm saying is not be exactly GT, because I don't want exactly GT. I don't want Goku to turn into a kid. I don't want a lot of the elements from Dragon Ball GT, but I do want some of the concepts from Dragon Ball GT that already have been playing a part in Dragon Ball Super Broly, in some of the mythos from modern Dragon Ball. Either way, guys, we're getting a huge announcement sometime soon, and I'm 100% for it. As always, this is going to be Blackscape signing off. Take care, guys.